Alright, so big fucking day. Finally got the hubs made for the Krolla. So before I anodize these, because this has an anodize. Holy jeez. Look there. That's fucking cool. Plastic coming out of every corner. Yeah.
So I'm still pushing like I'm cartoon. Homie spotted me like 700, brought 1100 right back to him. If I can't do it, then it ain't real. I just make dollars, I don't make deals. I've been going hard in the paint, still blowing kush clouds till I can't feel like. Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like.
Good morning. Crazy boy. Alright, so big fucking day. Finally got the hubs made for the Krolla. Chris at One Way drew these up, designed them, and then Aric at Heppelman Customs machined them out on his CNC. This took over a year to get done, right?
Yeah.
Over a year.
It's Heckman, by the way.
What'd I say?
Heffelman.
Shit. Heckman Customs. Aric? Heckman? Aric Heckman. Yeah, so it took, the reason it took so long though is, first off, I didn't know how to use Fusion, so I had to find somebody that could draw it up. So that took a while to convince somebody to do it because it takes a lot of time, and most guys that are in that industry want to produce, want to draw something that they can make 50 times, So for custom stuff, it's just hard to get anybody to do it. So Chris at One Way did me a buddy favor and drew it up. He's so busy though, he couldn't really free up any machines to make it. So I took the drawing and went to a couple different machine shops and just struggled to get anybody to make it. And then finally, Ethan suggested I ask Heckman, Aric, about it, and sure enough, 3 weeks later, boom, done. So I will definitely be going to him in the future. He's a fucking super nice guy, couldn't have been any nicer, and they fucking look great. I mean, the problem was, this was the original Strange hub. They did sell a 4-bolt, but they only sold a 4.25.
Oh.
And I needed 4.5. Well, as you can see, every one of these would have had to gone an 1/8 inch out. Well, there's not enough material in the design to do that. So originally, these are all drilled out, as you can see. They were threaded. So originally what we were going to do is weld them up. Weld them, move the bolt pattern out, and re-drill. But after some figuring, we were like, no way. There's just not enough metal out here. And if you want to go and weld this up, well then this metal's so thin, and we were worried about warpage and all kinds of weird shit. So we ditched the idea of using these all together, and that's when we came up with drawing a new one. So that's why some of this stuff isn't exact the same. Some of the lightning isn't there, stuff like that. This hub is, I wonder what the weight difference is. You got a scale handy? I bet it's way closer.
I bet you it's 3/4 pound from each other.
3/4 pound?
Yeah.
Alright, that's a pretty
I hold a lot of cheeseburgers.
That's a pretty good bet. That's only 1 pound 11 ounces. Holy shit.
I bet you that's about just under 2, the new one is.
Okay, ready? 1 pound 11, 2 pound 5.
Oh.
So it's 16 ounces is a pound, right?
Yeah.
So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 10 ounces heavier.
So yeah, about 3/4 pound. Yeah.
Damn. Cheeseburger master.
Precision.
So honestly, I'm fine with that. You know what I mean? Like, who fucking cares about that? It's a street car. This isn't a race.
Probably use some weight on the front end.
Probably. Oh, there's one thing we do need to do though on the list. They did forget the 2 little tiny grooves to hold the cabinet right here. They're just 2 tiny little fucking.
Oh. Oh.
See what I mean?
Oh wow. I never even noticed that detail.
Neither did
Well,
they.
I'll let you dick with that.
Yeah, that's fine. Why, is that gonna be hard?
No.
Okay. I didn't think it'd be hard.
I just know you're very precision. You'll be there for an hour. It's a half a micron off.
So I already took a caliper and measured everything out. They're fucking exactly the same. So that's exciting. Now what we're gonna do, I want to put these on the car before I put the bearing races in them, because once I put the bearing races in them, it's gonna
Hard to
gall
get
up.
out.
Yeah, they're gonna fuck up the bearing bores just slightly. I mean, you can see this one, they got pressed out. It's not nothing too crazy, but it does fuck them up a little bit. So before I anodize these, because this has an anodizing.
You doing it black or clear?
No, I'm gonna do that clear.
Okay.
And then I also am going to either turn in the lathe some Delrin bearings that
Blanks.
that is just a puck basically, because these are taper bearings, but I don't need that for just sitting it on the ground. And we'll set the car down on the ground just to make sure everything sits and fits and does what it should, and plus it'd be fucking cool to see the thing on the ground. And then we can get these sent over to anodizing. But yeah, this is a super big piece of the puzzle, man.
Been waiting a long time for that.
It's been a long time. That car's never sat on the new wheels, ever. So it's really, really exciting to, like, that doesn't even register, like, almost. Like, it's literally been on that cart for like 2 years, a year and a half.
How did we have it outside? We had it on the dollies and then
We
just
had
had
it
the
on
wheels sitting up to it.
That was when we didn't
Yeah.
have the cart. We just
Yeah.
had the post, the 2 posts.
Yeah.
And so we set it down on some rolly dollies at ride height. We kind of mocked it up and just set the wheels under it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's never set on its own weight. But yeah. Huge thanks to everybody that was involved in this. Basically everybody that's been involved was involved in this in some way or another. Ethan, Porterbilt, like I said, Chris, Heckman, everybody. I really appreciate it. This was a seemingly easy piece, but in reality was pretty difficult. Am I putting them in backwards? No. Damn, that couldn't have been any more perfect. That looks fucking slick though, doesn't it? Pretty cool. Pretty slick. Alright, so what I need to do here is create a small chamfer for this O-ring, which is not there, to be able to compress as it slides in. As you can see on this one, it's got a little chamfer here, just to allow that O-ring to shove in as it goes. Okay, so what I'm doing is I first touch with the ball end mill. I set my 0 on my up and down bed, and I'm doing 20 thou cuts. And the depth I'm going is past this edge, and that's all the further I'm going. So there's 40. Another 10. This will be the 50 cut. And that's it. Nothing crazy. Just that little bit helps make that center cap way easier to remove. This isn't exactly riveting content, but it's the details that matter. So what I did there on the lathe earlier is I put a groove in here that'll hold the O-ring. Once the O-ring goes in, it'll pop out into this groove. Okay. Okay. So there you go. But as you can see, if you want to try to pull this out, you just can't get a good hold of it because it is a pretty tight seal. So now come into that little groove I cut. It's a pretty tight one. Now you got something to kind of use to grab onto it. Then you can come over here and, you know, work it out. You gotta be careful you don't mess up that center cap. It'll be easy to kind of knock an edge off it. So this takes care, but at least now, once it's on the car, it'll be a lot harder to work around. That little groove will give me something to at least get it started. So yeah, there you go. Alright, so next I want to make a couple fake bearings that I can press into these that are just plastic, so I can mock these up on the car before I anodize them. But we're going to make these out of plastic, and it's a taper bearing, but obviously I don't have to worry about the taper bearing because all I want to do is mimic this whole piece. So all I really need to know is the ID, the OD, which is this bore, and then I need to know the depth. That's it. I just need to make a puck, basically. And these use 2 different sizes. They have a big one on the inside and a small one on the outside. So I'll need to make 2 of these, 2 of those. So step 1, I'll draw a simple drawing here of what I'm talking about. Okay, so that's basically all I'm going to make. So, ID 745. Let's measure the spindle on the shock itself. 751 245. 751 245. 751 245. 750. 245. Okay, and then the small one. Okay, again, I don't trust those calipers. I need to get some good calipers that I just carry with me everywhere I go that I trust, because this shit of using calipers that I don't trust is for the birds. This is how I can do that. So what I can do is measure the races for the ODs. So what you got? Little Reese's, 2-inch 325. The big one.
Oh, you only did one side.
Yes, 2-inch 325. And a small one. Yeah, I think just one little one is fine. 1 inch 779. 1 inch 779. And then, does that fully sit inside that? No, it does not. Well, it does kind of. 472 and a 455. It's weird the big one's smaller. The other option obviously was to 3D print these. I just didn't get around to drawing them up in Fusion 360, so I'm just gonna go ahead and make them on the lathe real fast and just get it done. First thing first, I got two different plastics. This one is only 2 inch. One of my bearings is 2 and about a half, so I had to go with the bigger piece that we had here at the shop. Right now I'm just sectioning off some workable sections because that won't go through the throat of the lathe. I'll show you. So I'm gonna cut off a smaller section so I'm not working way out and dealing with a bunch of wobble. So yeah, so I just got this one in the bandsaw, and this one's up next, and then we'll get over on the lathe and start working. Ah, piss. Jesus. Probably a good argument for cleaning your lathe. Woof. That really got out of hand. Floss it again. Motherfucker. Okay, we got a lot to turn down on this one. Sounds weird. It's like some fucking techno music shit.
It's like a record.
It sounded like a record. If you hit reverse, it would be like, "Hail Satan." Inch 324. That'll work. It's actually really perfect. Let's switch it. Switch it and get this side done. Back us off a little bit. Okay, I think I went a little. Missed it by 5. I'll live with it. Okay. Now to deal with the ID. 1245 ID. One 150. Another basically 100. God damn it. Fucking plastic everywhere. One 250. Perfect. Okay. Yeah, I gotta get a. You got a vac? Yeah.
What?
Shop vac. It's gonna be a lot to clean up. Yeah, it's all over me. Here, let's see. First step. I'm pretty good. It's perfect. That one's real nice. This one's a little. Could have used a little less ID. But it's fine for what we're doing.
And a piston ring, buddy.
I like that little bit of press though. That came out well. A little bit. Cool. Well, that part's good. All right, where are the hubs? Oh, is it? Does it? Ooh, that white one goes right the fuck in. Did pretty good actually. That worked pretty good. Careful not to fuck that bore up. Look at you with your setup.
That one in.
Just, oh, careful, 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 careful. Watch the edge of that, you will fuck that up. That's about all you can do with that one. I wouldn't. You're gonna catch the edges. Alright. Holy jeez. Look at there. That's fucking cool. Holy shit. Let's get the brake rotor. Well, there you go. For now. That's pretty good. For real though. I've got plastic coming out of every corner. Look at this shit. I'm gonna have plastic coming out of everything for weeks. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Alright guys, so we're working on these wheels today. time. These old wheels are, so we're converting them to conical style 6-degree taper because we're gonna have a hard time grabbing this thing in the lathe.
Don't judge us, we don't know what we're doing.
No, I mean, it worked out great. Oh, that's nice. Parkerizing the wheel inserts to keep them from rusting. And then what you want to do with this water is you put it in your bong and you take a big fucking rip out of it. All right. I feel more comfortable with that than I do with that drill. Ugh.